Hi guys, welcome to another episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Movies about great things, terrible things, and all things bloody. I am your host Noah. With me forever is Ryan.
Yeah.
And Vince.
Hey.
And the boys are in a bad mood.
Not feeling great, guys.
No.
I'm feeling very tired.
So, I hope you tuned in last week for our episode of SLC Punk, a movie which is near and dear to me. And this week
was a pleasant surprise for me, having never seen it before.
Yeah, that's right. I think we all generally liked it. I don't remember, so we'll have to go back and check the episode to see how we voted on this one. But we decided to watch the sequel to SLC Punk, Punk's Dead,
AKA,
SLC Punk 2.
Isn't it? Yeah, the one available on Netflix.
Oh yeah. So
I did not care for this movie.
No.
It came off very desperate. I think is a good word I could use for it.
It felt like an art movie that was way too long because it wasn't even an art movie.
It felt like
it was like student film.
It was like the whole movie felt like an afterthought. It was just like
it really felt like whereas the first one came off as a very personal film about this like slice of life. It was the director, his kind of take on this genre of music he's in as a kid, this culture. There was no plot. It was like we said it before. It was just like it was almost stream of consciousness, and it gave you an idea of what it is and where it was going, of him and his life, and it was poignant at the end. This is
not bad.
It felt like I don't know who was he trying to write through his, because he obviously can't relate to youth of today.
No, because this movie came out in 2016.
Yeah.
The original came out in 1998. So that's almost 20 years. That's 18 years between.
It's set in 2005?
Yeah, it's supposed to...
It would have to be, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be the early 2000s, and then... But there's some scenes where they're using, like, more modern cell phones, so, like...
That one, yeah, it's more like, I don't know who we're supposed to follow, because there's no characters at all in this.
Well, I guess Ross.
But we spent a lot of time with people, unlike the first one.
So you say there's not a lot of characters, but the 90% of the cast are reoccurring characters from the original movie.
But they're not characters, I would argue.
No, but okay, so wait, who came back from the original movie? Heroin Bob.
Yeah.
Who died? Okay, spoiler if you guys haven't listened to the first one or seen the movie itself, too damn bad. We're going to spoil the entire movie. Heroin Bob's dead. And as soon as I saw him on screen for the first... Like, I'd seen this before, but when I saw him on screen for the first time, I was like, why is he here? He died. The movie was done with him. And he was done with the movie. And he proceeds to do a voiceover... from death, from the great beyond.
He does a huge voiceover for like the first half of the movie, and then he just kind of disappears.
I wrote down that he fades off into a sunny shot, like I don't know.
Also, this movie is barely 80 minutes long.
Yeah, this movie is 75 minutes.
And minus the, what did you say?
You said there's at least 7 minutes
of
credits at the end.
Credits? Yeah, so... And you see his terrible, you can tell he's wearing like a wig.
Oh yeah, you can see,
you can see the lines of the bald cap.
That's death for you.
I said it to Vince that as bad as it was in the first one with Matthew Lillard's big blue mohawk, it was just as bad in this.
Well, that one was shot far away. But like, it's so cartoonish. This
you had warned me this movie is going to be bad. But and then the first, just after the first scene where he says, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm dead," and you know what else is dead? And I'm just like, "Oh my god."
Tell me what's dead. What else is dead?
That's okay. I think let's go through it very quickly, plot point through plot point, because then that can truly we can stop and see what is wrong with this film.
Well,
so, starters, it's about Heroin Bob. Turns out he had knocked up Trish.
Trish.
And So I guess they did, which was weird because I almost didn't even imply they even had a sexual relationship in the first one. He just kind of had this weird obsession. With her.
Yeah.
Like it was almost like I could never even imagine her having sex with him, but whatever.
Well, we should also let's quickly break down what the film is about.
Yeah, well, it's very simple. It's their kid, and he's off to go to a concert.
Yeah.
And that's kind of pretty fucking much it. And I guess he goes into some hijinks along the way, and his mom gets worried about him. And that's pretty much.
Well, yeah, because he's like a straight edge kid. He doesn't drink. He doesn't do drugs.
Yeah, he's a foppish.
Well, okay. How do they describe it on Netflix? A mopey goth kid,
which is
goes with a dead punk dad.
Remember
to find himself.
Remember how in the first one they made a very distinction in the world is that it was the city itself was a character. It's Salt Lake City, like the most normal town USA, and like the punks were just almost like this. Yeah, and it was almost like the punks were this weird little fringe group of like just rebellion for the sake of rebellion. You understood why. Here you just had this cartoonish goth. Like they really leaned into the weird, the weird characterizations of everybody. Like
they wore like a petticoat, or she wore a petticoat.
He looked straight up Lestat.
It was
And Trish hasn't changed at all. She's still just this weird person who lives in a store.
Yeah, a steampunk oddity store.
Like, I thought they could have analyzed all these different people of... Like, Lillard put it perfectly at the end of how you kind of mature out of this phase. And everyone else just seemed to lean into it.
Right.
Like, that's all that... They hadn't changed in 20 years.
Well, because he says... Bob says that everybody moved out, and those who stuck around dug in. Like,
which is, like... You can analyze that how like it's a sad state of affairs for some people, or like this almost like Arrested Development, but it doesn't. It doesn't say anything. It's just almost like it's like this weird excuse for cameos. Like Devon Sawa comes back,
co-producer Devon Sawa.
Yeah, and they keep talking about how he's got like an office job now.
Yeah, he works for a senator.
No way does he work for a senator.
No, okay.
Like you see him constantly. Just because they put a blazer on him.
Also, he was walking around with
that stupid
at
hat,
one point.
like
yeah.
When it was like clearly summertime, the bike cop was pulling over Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay, that was the one time I laughed.
Oh, okay, cool, good.
I laughed once, and it was when he was trying to steal the bike because it was one shot.
I think I was asleep then.
Yeah.
I fell asleep for a good like half an hour.
Which is half the movie.
Yeah.
I woke up and they're in like a bowling alley. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I think I missed a good chunk. I looked at my watch. I was like, oh shit.
It's been 25 minutes. What happened?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, and nothing happened.
Yeah, he's like, oh, well, he did mushrooms, and spoiler, but it's just like...
You know how, like, road trip movies can also be, like, these really great coming-of-age stories, too?
Yeah, because, you know, as you get to your destination,
you have these weird little encounters.
You mature.
Yeah. Not since the Odyssey.
Not since then, huh?
Yeah.
Not, okay.
So, yeah, he's this foppish kid who, like, say, super straight edge, even more so than his dad was.
He's really into death.
Yeah, he's a real pretentious, like, I guess he's 19 or 20.
Yeah, something like that.
But like, he seems real at first in that sense, like, because there are people like that, especially who lean into that identity. Mm-hmm. Although fucking Heroin Bob's, did you notice where his tombstone was just in the middle of the woods?
Yep. and he took his date there.
Yeah.
Which is like covered in graffiti and.
Yeah. So yeah, he's super straight edge to the point like even the other straight edge don't like him.
Nobody likes him.
Nobody likes
him.
Except
for Machine Gun Kelly.
Who's a crust punk.
Yeah. Who's a gutter punk.
Gutter punk, yeah, because they do the one thing of they explain how there's, since the past 20 years, there's all this evolution of punk. But like, unlike the first one, they talked about the different genres of music and their hierarchy within like, how in the works.
Yeah.
This one is just like, no, hey, this exists.
I'm just going to read off a bunch.
It really felt like the director, hey, what's happened last
And maybe a third of them I'd never heard of.
Yeah.
So, yeah, till he finally falls for a girl, which is, you know, tale as old as time.
Yeah, he falls in love, and then she hooks up with... Well, okay, so he doesn't really fall in love, because she's like, I love you. And he's like, no, love is a social construct.
Yeah, he kind of brought this on himself.
You can't feel love. But I like you a lot right now, and I want to be with you right now. She's like, yeah. And then she ends up hooking up with another guy.
Which, you know what song they were playing there, right?
I don't know.
It was that same one from The Guest, where he's like, they zoom in through the windows of David fucking just sitting there where they're zooming in. I was like, oh fuck, I wish I was watching The Guest right now.
No, I missed
Yeah.
it. Guys, go back and listen to our old episode of The Guest starring
Haunted
David.
For Your Love.
Yeah, wait till you see that stare.
Burn into my soul.
But you know, after getting his heart broken, he turns to drink.
Yeah.
And he gets together with the gang, which is his friend Crash, aka Machine Gun Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And
who is he said he's a gutter punk who likes everyone so long as you don't disrespect him.
Yeah.
He'll accept you as long as you accept him.
Which is fine. That's a good...
Apparently this was a big... the original was a big inspiration to him growing up.
Just like you, Noah.
Well, fuck, I'm wasting my life. Here I am with you mopes, and I should be out there doing this.
Yeah, we also
Machine
have the
Gun
name
Kelly.
Machine Gun Kelly.
No. Machine Gun Noah.
And the token female.
It's actually, his real name is... what's his real name? Robert
Smith and Wesson.
Colson Baker.
Colson Baker? Definitely should have gone with that.
That's
like
Machine
a
Gun
banker.
Kelly's real name. Richard Colson Baker. So where does he get?
He sounds like an assassin.
Well, and yeah, like you're saying, Ryan, the token female.
Token female who
Penny.
just like she's again no. You know, in the last movie they did these little flashbacks of the characters, like, oh, this is what they're about, and we have this like small little thing, like who they are, and
So yeah, like the first movie with flashbacks, this one is all over the place. It
And-
starts off at the end, and Junior is getting stomped out.
which he brought on himself.
Yep, 100%. I would have fully kicked his ass too.
Mm-hmm.
And Bob gives a whole thing, and then yeah, like Vince said, he's like, and you know what? I'm dead. And you know what else is dead? And then cut the title screen. Punk's dead. And I'm like, ugh.
The set and his looks like a fucking Rick Mercer skit set the whole time. This film looks cheap as hell. I've brought it before.
Yeah,
especially all like the steampunk store one, or every time they're in like inside it looks
anytime they're inside, it looks
horrible.
cheap. Guys should have filmed the entire movie outside. Well, half the movie was outside in the drive.
And it just looks barren, and it's an ugly looking movie. Whereas the first one, like I think looked good, like for the time, and like I thought was generally almost nostalgic, but like still held up. The fuck, this one looks horrible. It looks like something to be on during the day on a Saturday on Global.
Yeah, it's very low. Low
production
low.
quality.
Just low.
Just low. Just.
So yeah. So Junior's on with his friends.
He's drunk, although he did have a really good move. He had.
I was gonna say this was the part I laughed too.
That's a good move. How he gets the beer.
Yeah, he's
just
like
confidence.
We need more beer. And like, okay, well, you're not 21, so they're not gonna sell it to you. And he's like, I'm gonna handle this. He walks in and he grabs a 2 for 12.
Yeah, he just grabs a PBR.
It's a 30 rack.
Without even making eye contact, just drops money down, keep
Yeah.
the change, walks out. You got IDs? He's like, yeah. He
Yeah.
keeps walking out. I was like, all right, whatever. It's just confidence. Act like you belong there.
That's
you
right.
will.
And
You
then
guys-
his friends are like, "Whoa, how'd you get the beer?" And he's like, "I paid for it and I left.
Mm-hmm.
No problem, no." And
he's like, fake ID. He's like, no, I have a real ID.
yeah, I realized. And that show is funny. And I'm like, oh, cool. So it's gonna be really funny. It's only an hour and 15 minutes, so I can. And it's 10 minutes in or 5 minutes, and I'm like, okay. It's not terrible. Bob's back, but as long as I have to see him the entire movie.
Bob's back. Like I said, we catch up with.
Yeah, Bob's back, but he's not really back. I don't know. He seems. I know he's dead, but just like the way he delivers his lines and stuff was just like. It didn't even feel like it was the same actor.
Or he hadn't acted in 20 years.
Probably that too. Well, I don't know. Let's see.
Check his IMDb.
Fucking Paul Verizon looking motherfucker.
So yeah, that was actually a really funny scene. And
So they basically goes to. they're on their way. He feels like he needs to go to the mountains because they want to go to a punk show. And he's like, well, they want to be late. It's like, well, if you're punk, why do you care about being late?
Yeah, don't conform, man.
Yeah, let's ride through the mountains.
Let's take the mountain pass. They'll be scenic. And then he talks him into it. Meanwhile, back at the homestead, anytime the adults were together, it was funny. Anytime the kids were there, I'm like, oh god.
See, the adults it felt so fucking weird and awkward. Like I said, all the Devon Sawa stuff, where I'm like,
No, he's done a bunch of stuff, since a lot of TV.
Like production design.
No.
He's not a Teamster?
Anyways, I did like the interaction between Devon Sawa and John the Mod.
John the Mod, who is the only guy who's changed from the first movie, but it still acts like a two-dimensional character.
Yeah, he's now John the Norwegian death metal guy.
Yeah.
Who opened a Norwegian death metal store in Salt Lake. And he doesn't sell it to anybody.
Like basement.
Yeah. As soon as I saw this scene, I was like, oh no, the movie's taking a terrible, terrible turn. Where this guy comes into the store, I'm sure it was somebody who crowdfunded and paid $2,000 to be in this movie. He's like, hey, how much for the fireworks?
Yeah.
And John looks at him and he's like, these fireworks I'm holding.
Yeah, I'd like to buy
these fireworks, the Black Cat fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
These fireworks I'm holding.
They're not for sale.
What? No, there's a sign on top. It looks like you wrote the sign actually. Can I? These fireworks I'm holding. Black Cat.
He pulls a sword on him.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm gonna call the cops on you. And he runs away. It's like what a
fucking
shit?
Dickhead.
Yeah, what a dickhead. First of all, I'm definitely not coming there. I don't care how much Norwegian death metal. Amazon's gonna take you out, buddy. Don't need your shit anymore. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, guys.
And Trisha's weird, pointless character, the emo.
Oh, Emo Shelley.
That's in love with
Mormon Emo Shelley.
Ross.
In love with Junior. That's right. She.
Well, even Trish, it's not the same actress that played.
Is it not like?
No, and she's wearing like a bad wig.
The wig was very noticeable.
Well, I mean, it's like she's wearing a wig in the other one, but it doesn't. Like in the first one, I'm pretty sure it's a wig, but she doesn't. It doesn't look bad. This one looks like
someone who's like in her early 20s who does that fashion.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying this wig. It looks like one of those cheap like Halloween wigs that you bought like not a professional like nice wig. Like it just looked like
cheap.
It looked bad.
It looked cheap. Very cheap.
It's like, oh, just get a pink wig and
just lock it on. I think it was platinum
white. Oh, the fuck.
It was rough all over.
And like and so yeah, she just keeps calling in cameos from the first movie.
Yeah. But actually, at this point, we can also talk about Devon Sawa's intro. He gets a little vignette. No, you said you liked it.
I like that one, but like again, we talked about where he saved a kid from a dickish bike cop.
Yeah.
He tries to steal his bike, just gets maced, and just because it's one take, it's pulled back, and it's very awkward, but meant to be that way. It's like just very awkwardly interactions. But it came off as very real, and that's what I liked about it.
Thrashing around, threatening to hit a guy with hitting the bike cop with the
bike.
But
fucking no way do I buy that guy. He's like, yeah, I work in an office now. I'm like, you still act exactly the same as you did in the first movie.
You don't work for the senator.
No.
You wear mittens in the summertime.
Yeah, just because you throw a fucking corduroy jacket on.
So yeah.
Well, maybe that was the joke.
But like
he's an idiot working in politics.
But they don't show any example of him working those politics or how he's grown or changed or anything.
They said that he went to rehab and he got clean and got his brain unscrambled. Like
if he was gonna use those the cop scene would have been a great scene to show him like doing that, like using his brains to get around with that. But
right.
Using some political sway, be like, look, I know Senator,
or I know these kids' rights, and I know.
Yeah, that's it. I know the rights.
Show him being competent. Instead
of thrashing around maced. Like, how are you gonna mace a man?
Did you mace me, man? He throws the bike.
Yeah. So here, you want your bike? Take
And
your...
the cop was just standing there, just like... It was a good scene. I liked it.
It kind of reminded me of Ricky from the Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, very much so.
Swinging around like whatever he's just stolen as a weapon. Be a barbecue or...
But yeah, they just show up to the store to, like, not help.
Yeah, he's like, hey... Yeah, that's right, they don't help.
Yeah, they just stand there. They just kind of hang around.
And they're talking.
And, like, you think, like, there would be this scene of... you know... You've seen The Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
I love The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
There's, like, great scenes, like, the whole... We're spending time with the teenagers. The adult's the asshole. Principal's the asshole. Then you have that nice little scene between the principal and the janitor. And he gets his perspective on things. And how he doesn't see himself as a bad guy. And there's this breakdown of their characters of, like, oh, who are we? How we've gotten here?
Right.
None of that here. Like, none of... They're just, like, fucking, like, who... None of you are going to acknowledge how fucking ridiculous you all look. Or how you got there, or like you talk about it's not like you see each other every week. Like,
well, I think Devon Zhao and John Dukes are talking about friends in a Punjabi death match.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're hanging.
Yeah, I felt regular, but he's like been in a punk show recently. It does feel like it's kind of like, oh, we see each other every now and then.
Yeah.
But like you're in this quote unquote moment of crisis.
Well, they both call themselves like an uncle to Junior.
It was like weird offense when he like Devon Sawa takes offense to that at first. Like, oh, I'm his uncle.
No, it was John who took offense.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, yo, what's the matter? Why are you looking at me like that? I'm not looking at you like anything. He's like, yeah, you need to relax your face. He's like, you look like you want to stab me. He's like, why would I stab you? I love you. I'm like, okay, well, calm down, please. So, I mean, it's that kind of like interaction where it's a little bit realish.
But it doesn't go anywhere.
But it doesn't go anywhere.
Even that weird confrontation in the limo was weird. That was just awkward at that point.
I pay taxes.
Because they had no build up to that. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he calls him a pimp.
He calls him a
Well,
pimp.
he's like, yeah, I remember you from...
Yeah, it was Eddie from the first
Eddie,
movie.
that guy who we weren't in any scenes together.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Hey, we had a mutual friend.
I remember we partied one time, and then I got my brain scrambled by lots of drugs, and I went away. I remember you.
Yeah.
You were good with ladies. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, and now you pimp them out online and in burlesque clubs. He's like, hey man, I pay taxes. Like, so
that was so fucking awkward.
He's like, I pay taxes too. Who cares?
And then John just screams. He's like, hey! And then I'll stop and then... Like, okay, yeah, sorry,
sucked.
okay. Alright, sorry. It's just like, what was that for?
There was a few scenes actually of, like when on the drive through the mountains,
He's like, you're just a pig.
the car breaks down, and there's another interaction.
What? It's
between Crash and Penny, and they're like, "Don't touch my car, you."
Yeah,
dick.
it's like supposed to have this weird bonding moment, and we know nothing about her at this point.
Well, we know that this car means everything to her because she found it when she was 12 in her grandpa's garage or something, and she built it from 12 to 20.
But she doesn't know how you can just fix it by tapping it with a cane.
Yes, that's it. I was gonna say the car breaks down. She yells at Crash. Crash is like, "You're a bitch," and she's like, "Yeah, okay, sorry for being a bitch." And then yeah, Junior comes out with the cane, bops it or boops it.
Gives it two tips of a tap.
Yeah,
a tippity tap. And he's like, "Try it now."
And somehow it works.
I just wanted to see more scenes of him trying to do cool shit like that and just failing. Like, it's just to show that like it doesn't always work out for him.
Yeah, what else happens on their travels? He kicks some flowers. He gets too drunk and starts kicking flowers. And then they pick up a hitchhiker. Okay,
His hair smells like wisdom.
I don't know how you could have a movie with a line that says, "My hair smells like wisdom."
Even this scene was so tame. Like he takes a handful of mushrooms and just eats them.
Yeah. So they find this hitchhiker. He's not even hitchhiking. He's just a guy. He's standing there minding his own business. And they pull up and they're like, "Hey man, do you need a lift?" He's like, "Well, I'm out here. I was just doing a pickup. Pickup of what? Big bag of mushrooms. Look at that.
Can't buy those in the grocery store.
Yep, that's right.
These ain't shiitake mushrooms.
Yeah, he just takes a handful and just eats them.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
For a guy who's never drank before, or cigarettes or sex or
Which
nothing.
also fucking rude, man. Don't just like grab someone's food.
Yeah, hey man, that's all I have.
So there's some fucking manners.
Well, he was drunk.
That's true.
He was drunk.
It was his first time being drunk.
First time being drunk. I remember my first time being drunk.
Oh, then you weren't doing it right. Oh, shit.
And yeah, he just eats a handful of mushrooms, and the dude's okay with it too. He's like, "Hey man, you're gonna have a hell of a trip." And he just sits in the car and talks like he's on cocaine.
Yeah.
Spouting off all kinds of like incoherent nonsense.
Yeah, he sounds like a guy who like at a party who has like does cocaine then smokes weed.
Yeah.
And he just
And he's got like every thought in the universe in his head. And meanwhile he's just saying nothing.
This is the awkward dad scene coming up next.
Yeah, okay, let's go to the awkward dad scene. So, not since The Room has something which is so normally like absurd and and not absurd, but in that sense, but like grotesque and like something so dramatic.
Their attempt of, I really hate the term like emotionally manipulative in films, but this was so fucking lazy. When we were just like, let's just throw this in. Again, you know that scene in Breakfast Club where they intimate that he has an abusive relationship at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is just fucking fat, greasy dad.
No, this is definitely caliber of The Room. Of like, I definitely have breast cancer.
Yeah.
That's it. Breast cancer. The doctor said so. Okay, well I gotta go. Bye. So yeah, in this scene, first of all, they've been driving for hours, right? Like they're no longer in their town. They're
presumably, yeah.
Yeah, on their way to the punk show, which seemed to have taken a few hours and taken the mountain road.
Mm-hmm.
And they somehow bump into her dad, who's like, "Get your ass back in." What did he say? I wrote it down too. It was ridiculous.
Fucking, it looks like Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah, a little bit. So, by the way, I'm only quoting this guy here. We're like, "What have you been doing? Slutting, fagging, drinking, and driving." And they're like, "What is this?" Like a laundry list of.
No, did he say slutting around with your half a fag friends or something?
It was ridiculous. P.S. The word fag is thrown around pretty frequently in the movie.
But,
I was just pretty surprised by 2016. I was like, whoa.
Well, it's set in the past. It was like It when they used it in the latest It movie.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, that seems legitimate.
Fair enough. I mean,
it's like when you see smoking in movies, and you're like, oh, this takes place in the past.
That's true. People were smoking, all right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Please, Ryan, do you want to get into it?
She's like, yeah, I guess I have, and then he pops her in the face, like not open hand, like he just like it's like a quick jab.
Yeah, and pops.
I thought he was gonna like smack her, but he straight boom.
It's like it's the right hook.
He
hits her with the right hook.
Yeah, two trip park.
And then she grabs the cane. She grabbed Goth Boy's cane, and then she starts screaming, "I hate you, Dad! I hate you, Dad!" And like jumps up in the car, starts like breaking his windshield, and like just smashing her car, yelling, "I hate you, Dad! He's just like, get down from there, do our job!" And it's like, yo, you just punched her in the face, but you don't like. Why don't you just grab her legs and pull her off the car if you're so mad? Like, it didn't make any sense, and she just keeps like hitting the car, and he just kind of stands there, and then like she jumps off the car, and she's like, "I guess you're gonna have to jerk yourself off now." Like, I was just like, whoa, they just threw that in there like real quick. It's just like,
and then she's like crying in the back seat because she's clearly distraught, and he's like, "God, what? Man, I love you."
Yeah, I love you.
I don't think we've shared any lines of dialogue together in this film
and
so far.
And she calls him a fag. And
yeah, she also calls him a fag.
And they have a good hearty laugh.
He's like, haha, yeah, I guess I am.
I guess I will be. So, I mean, it's just so crazy. entire
doesn't make any sense. I was just like, alright.
Also, there was the bowling scene where it was a bowling montage, and
Well, it's not really a montage.
There was
it's a scene. It's just like
but with no dialogue and music playing over it. That actually accomplishes nothing. And even at one point, they cut us one line of dialogue in where Crash goes, "Why are we even doing this?" And then back to like the beer hall style.
You know how in the first one it really felt like a.
They're like, oh, we need another scene to flesh this shitty movie out.
Again, you know how the first one it felt like a slice of life of being like I felt like I was in my early 20s again, like watching the first one, and also at the follies of like, yeah, look, this is what you do in your life, and then you move on, and blah, like we act stupid, but that's you acknowledge it. It's the follies of youth. Not it had something to say. Not, this one, not at all. It really felt like an adult trying to write like a PSA for children. Like he's gonna like I kept expecting like the equivalent. It's like the equivalent of like sitting backwards in a chair, saying let's rap.
Well,
like what I don't know what the point of this was. Ultimately, like what the point? Like this film has nothing to say. Who was that guy he ran into in line on the way there?
Oh, Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The guy with all the tattoos, the muscle bound, like Jerry. He's like, what? He's like, are you drunk? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh.
He's like, Jerry, he's like,
and then Machine Gun Kelly sees him. He's like, oh, fucking
Junior, what are you doing here? You know,
down.
I don't think I'd ever see.
If only there was like an omniscient narrator who could stop the film and tell us who this person was.
At a punk show? No, I think it's just supposed to be like, oh, they know people.
That's another felt like Indiegogo campaign.
Yeah.
Because we're going right into the Indiegogo part.
Yeah, like,
the
this
all
fucking dickhead in line, like what?
Was he in line for the bathroom?
I don't know. It was like backstage or something, or to get in. I'm trying to see what other nonsense. Smoke break. Every movie should have a smoke break, right? and Silent Bob, Heroin Bob. I mean, Silent Bob would probably enjoy a good smoke break.
I wish, yeah.
Heroin Bob cuts the movie at some point, and it's just like, you know what? I want to smoke. It's a smoke break. Every movie should have a smoke break. Let me enjoy a smoke.
Thanks, Deadpool.
Yeah. Like, okay, good. So my smoke's done. Hey, you remember Eddie, right?
Yeah.
So Eddie owns the Suicide Girls website.
Yeah.
And Burlesque Club.
Fucking his club, too. The high-end club, when we see inside of it.
Yeah. Oh. It looks like the strip club at the Trailer Park Boys.
It also looks like a cheaper version of the one from Biker Boys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to that episode, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very like...
Yeah, it looked like a small version of that, the airport Greek strip club from like season 2 of Trailer Park Boys, the Bible salesman. Well,
hey, it's Utah, and he's Utah's Hugh Hefner.
I guess so. Yeah, they've gone by Utah as almost like that small town goal. Like this idea, like, is what a backwoods guy idea of wealth is. So I'll do it.
Well, I mean, it's a Mormon state. And
that's
I'm even surprised that there's a strip club to begin with.
Yeah.
But I guess that's how he gets around by calling it burlesque. It's almost like it's art.
That's what he does. He's like, it's art. He's like, nah, you're a skin pusher.
Yeah.
You're a pimp. You're a smart peddler.
So,
Fuck you, Devin Sabo. I'm pretty sure you're still homeless. I don't think you pay taxes.
The senator let you wear that stupid woolen cap?
Is the senator just what he calls like the groundskeeper who he lets sleep on the lawn? Like,
okay, Senator, you got it. I'll be right here early tomorrow. Now, son, you go home. Go somewhere else.
Yeah. Oh no, maybe he wore the hat because when he's serious, he takes it off.
Well, that's how you know he's serious.
Yeah.
Did we? Oh, he took off the hat when he was talking to Trish.
Yeah. At the end.
Yeah, at the end.
Okay.
They have their
Are we there yet? Can we be?
Yeah,
there?
we're
we're there.
Yeah,
so
Junior,
no, wait.
Yeah, Junior gets fucked up again. He's still like drunk at the club. He decides to get on stage and tell her like, "Hey man, I love you all," even though like his like fucking stupid. You're a bunch of
poser punk
fucks with a dead music genre. It's hypocritical as shit.
You wear a uniform.
Yeah.
He's like, but I still fuck you all.
Yeah, I fuck you all and make you all my bitches.
Yeah.
Also, how did the security guard... See...
Where was the bat? Yeah.
First movie,
Yeah, no, Jason Segel. That was very...
Yeah, they jump on stage and, do their thing, jump off.
Mm-hmm.
Bob was there.
And that was also a small rinky-dink
thing,
too.
And this was like a ginormous concert in like a full venue, like Metropolis. Or something like that.
It was there. No, it looks like it was like outside. I don't know.
No, it was inside.
No,
it looked very much like a Metropolis or like...
Or, like a half hockey arena.
Yeah. In an auditorium.
But whatever it was, like, it was certainly much bigger than the first one that had security with the band. And the guy, Junior jumps on stage, takes the mic away, stops the band from playing. Nobody seems to have a problem with it. Not even a fan, like some deranged punk guy was like, "Get the fuck off the stage!"
Yeah, they yell at him, but then they like stomp him out after.
Yeah, they go stomp on until like Davin Sawa rescues him.
Machine Gun Kelly rescues him. Then they get outside, and then
Machine Gun Kelly, who's still inside, and he just shows up late later on.
Yeah, he's like, "Man, you're an idiot. What you say this stuff for?"
Oh yeah, then he confesses his love again.
Yeah, and he's like,
and then she does this weird like, yeah, but you're too good of a guy for me.
Yeah, she says, you're the great guy, and you're spending the rest of my life with type of guy.
Yeah.
But
you're not a one night stand.
Yeah, but we're too young, and I want it to mean something. And he kisses her anyway.
And I'm like, who are you?
I'm like, you're that line. You're too good for me. No, I'm not. I never am. I won't be. It's fine.
Emo girls are crying.
Yeah, well, emo Shelley is pretty sad with the whole thing. Like, what about Junior? Junior has a girlfriend now.
I know. It was not since Les Mis have I seen. She was a modern day Ethany. So his mom, they kind of get to the close to a point of the mom's worried about him because the equivalent of, like, your dad OD'd and I want you to have the same kind of similar lifestyle. But we've only seen one scene of them together.
Yeah, where he's like, I don't believe in love, Mom.
Yeah, and she didn't come off as overprotecting there. Like, she didn't really... They blow up at each other, but it's like, but they haven't built to this at all.
And then Devin Sawa, voice of reason, comes in. And he's like, look,
Idle
Mama
Hands
Bird.
comes on in.
Yeah, look, Mama Bird. You gotta let your baby bird spread his wings and fly. He's gonna fall, but he's gonna be okay. We all survive. And
except for Bob.
Yeah, except for Bob, your ex-boyfriend or your late boyfriend.
Yeah.
And
that was an idiot. He had fucking vitamins.
Yeah, he thought they were vitamins.
He's like, fuck my dad.
He's not
hey,
yeah, I'm not your dead boyfriend.
Yeah, so fuck you, Mom. And then somehow she's just turns around and like, okay, I understand.
You go be with your friends.
You're an adult-ish. And then
I guess we had an arc.
Then they go get food, and
Heroin Bob tells us to fuck off.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And then credits. And when I was watching Netflix, and I saw there was 7 minutes. Because I watched the rest of it on my phone this morning because I fell asleep last night. I pulled a Vince.
Not only...
I started falling asleep too. I was like, oh, fuck.
Not only did he tell us to fuck off, but he's like, everybody's getting over me. My son's getting over me. My living ex-girlfriend's getting over me. Well, fuck them and fuck you. And I'm like, whoa. Like, you should be happy they're getting over you. You don't want to be miserable. You fucking turd.
And when I saw there was 7 minutes left, I was like, fuck, is Matthew Lillard going to show up at some point in this? Like,
Post credits.
Yeah,
hey,
or
what happened? I
like, if he was the one who was going to save him at the end. At the end. I mean, what the... then he wasn't, and I was like, oh, God, thank you. And thank God Jason Segel wasn't in this either.
Yeah.
All those other cool, interesting characters who came off like really weird, interesting characters and like sad adults.
I mean,
fuck this movie, man. I did not like this film at all. And this came out. You said this came. I was shocked when it said 2016.
Yeah.
It came off as so desperate.
Like, it was something nobody asked for to an amazing movie.
Which is funny, because if you read... Vince, you have the Wikipedia thing up? Where it's like the director gives a quote, it's like, I felt like I owed the fans this.
No.
Scroll down to development. There's a quote. There it is. Said of the sequel. I made SLC Punk when I was a kid, and accordingly, the story is naive, and as just a coming-of-age story, not finished. Which is fucking bullshit, because it has a very good pointed message.
Yeah,
which
and
I like.
It does finish.
The characters are facing big questions. 18 years later, as outsiders, punk rockers, what relevance do they have in a world where all statements have already been made? Good point. Never addressed. In the years since I made SLC Punk, it has found a rather large and supportive following who have been very kind to me. So making a sequel, I feel I owe it to those to really do it right.
Well, you really shit the bed on that one.
Holy fuck, James.
Yeah, you completely missed.
Sorry, James.
Really fucked the dog on that one.
Like,
you screwed the pooch.
It's...
It reminds me of that Ferris Bueller commercial that came out a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's
What?
Matthew Broderick as adult Ferris.
Old Ferris
God,
Bueller.
no.
It really came off like, feels so empty and weird.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
Oh,
I'll
it's-
look that up later.
Yeah.
I think it's on YouTube.
You know, it kind of I hate to bring up the Ghostbusters thing every time. And I promise, guys, on audience, we will review
No, we won't.
I don't think we need to.
Reboot.
It was just a lame comment. But
No, because I don't want to watch that movie.
But I
again,
can understand
so.
that one from a business perspective, because at least Ghostbusters is like, it's a huge phenomenon. It's a moneymaker. It's a franchise. This was
a cult hit.
It was a cult
Yeah,
hit. It
it's
was
like
small.
a passion project type of thing, you know.
Like, I know, like, I brought up Clerks 2 off the mic, where it says, I remember Smith had a quote of, he made Clerks about what it felt like to be, like, in your early 20s, dealing with things, and, like, Clerks 2, we wanted to revisiting these characters in your 30s, which is, like, it's a noble goal, even though he himself is no longer relatable to those characters. But I guess enough of it is a cartoon, that's why they start fucking a donkey in it. But but it's a similar thing of, like, you didn't need to, there was no point to revisit. You didn't say anything new. There was nothing, no real comments about parenting. There was no comments of, like, how you feel as in, like, the Matthew
Youth
Lillard.
and rebellion.
Yeah, Matthew Lillard talks hypothetically about what his life will be like from now on at the end of the first one. And instead of visiting that in it, if you felt the need to, they just don't do it. It's nothing. Like, it felt like a featurette on the DVD.
And you know, there was so much, like, non-scenes, just like of them driving around and you know, like, establishing shots.
Yeah, and he can't relate to the use of today, so he doesn't know what to write for that. It's terrible. It's a terrible film. It's poorly acted.
Yeah.
It's horribly realized. It looks bad.
It did look really bad.
The best thing about it is the poster.
I don't even
That's the best thing I can say about it.
It's not saying much.
I know.
You know, like I said, this movie, the original movie, meant a lot to me as a youth. I don't know, it's just like, oh my god, they're doing it, it's happening, they're gonna make a sequel.
In a world where Twin Peaks, all these franchises are coming back to varying degrees of success. Like, I haven't watched Twin Peaks, but everyone's raving about the new one.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Because the idea of, like, you like, or Star Wars, I was like, you do feel nice coming back to these characters years on to see what happened.
Yeah, I mean, they're still...
Linklater did that whole series of Before Sunrise things. He's between that and Boyhood, Linklater likes doing that shit of, like, visiting people throughout time.
I saw Boyhood, so yeah, I can.
Yeah,
see
and or he did this trio of films like Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, about this, like, couple who meet up every few years.
Won't they meet on, like, a train or something?
Yeah,
they spend, like, the weekend together.
But it's almost this weird thing of, like, where they are, or even when John Apatow made This Is 40, about, like, how he felt as a marriage and being a 40-year-old, like, something relatable.
Yeah.
There's nothing personal in this. It felt so, I guess this is what I'm supposed, it's like the Boondock Saints 2.
Well, wasn't This Is 40
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like the unofficial sequel of Knocked Up?
Yeah, it's a spin-off.
Yeah, it's a spin-off.
But because those were his cipher characters, of, like,
Yeah.
his life. Ironically, all with his wife,
his real wife,
playing it, and I guess
he sees himself as Paul Rudd.
Yeah, that's his idealized self.
He's like, I'm handsome as Paul Rudd.
I'm Paul Rudd.
Good one to have. He's possibly immortal.
Yeah, I've seen those photos.
Yeah, he has not aged. You watch any.
What was that Tim and Eric skit? Tim Self dancing. It's like a Tran or something. Tron.
Nope.
No, you never seen that Tim and Eric skit?
But go on.
It's like Paul Rudd sits down to a computer and he's like initiating fucking, it's some like, the name is like some weird, but it's just like him, but it's like him dancing and like GIF style dancing, and then he's just like, oh, sexy this, and then it starts like going crazy.
All right,
and,
well, I'm gonna look it up,
Yeah,
and guys, I can only suggest that everyone out there to look it up.
It's retarded.
But like I said, you have a personal thing and you have a site for these characters, but this franchise or the first one's beloved enough that, like I said, it's the Boondock Saints 2.
Yeah, that. Oh my god, that was actually really bad too. And like I said, I was disappointed with that, like Boondock Saints 2. But this, I mean, I kind of, I'd eased the blow knowing that it was going to be bad, because I was like, well, there's nothing they can say. It just ended,
That's the sad thing. Like I'm repeating myself at this point, but there was things they could have said. And he even brought up in that quote of like, what is the state of punk in a world past that? And it's like, you have not, fuck off. I'm just gonna see. I guess it's safe. Just fuck off. This is a bad movie.
Okay, so yeah, let's rate it. So Ryan, I'm hearing bad from you. Vince?
Bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna also weigh in bad. This had right off the bat, if a movie is less than an hour and a half, you're in trouble. This movie,
unless your Jet Li's the one.
Yeah.
With like a lean 80 minutes.
Yeah, but fine. A martial arts or even an action movie somehow pulls out.
Yeah.
But fine. But if you're going to pull an hour and 15 minutes and you're going to have 7 minutes of credits and probably another 4 minutes with establishing shots, like, and probably another 6 minutes of footage from the concert.
Oh, fuck.
Like, you know, we're looking at like 25 pages of script. So yeah, just bad across the board. You really let me down, whoever directed this, and
it was the guy who directed the first
I know. That's why I'm saying you let me down.
James Marandino.
I'm not saying James Marandino from '98. I'm saying the 2016 model. You let me down.
Broke my heart.
So, anyone have any shameless plugs coming up?
No, I'll be entering my hibernation stage, as you will, for the next few weeks, so I got no time for fun stuffs. So sorry, guys. But
No
there's
time
plenty
for
of
love, Dr. Jones.
Yeah, but there's hours of my dulcet tones.
Yeah.
On this network to keep you company until the next time you hear me.
So we'll get by.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay, so guys, you can always reach us at gvupodcast@gmail.com. Send us all your hate mail and death threats, book reports. Send me CVs, because we're not going to hire you, but hey, I'd like to look at them.
Are you taking some interns?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, guys, if you want to intern at GVU Podcast, we'd be more than willing to have you on. Trust me.
You'd be Noah's Devon Sawa.
Yeah, you can I don't know, sweep up in here, I guess.
Fetch me some eggs.
Yeah, whatever I need. You can also send us your movie requests, and if you want to be a guest, you know, we'll figure out how to get you in here. You can find us on YouTube, because you're probably listening to this right now on YouTube. YouTube.com/GVU Podcast. I don't know. Put in GVU Podcast into a search engine.
www.youtube.com.
/ HTTP. And find us on Facebook, where you can get updates weekly and probably.
And if we should start our own site, should we go GeoCities or AngelFire? Or Tripod?
I feel GeoCities would be best. You know,
yeah.
GBU, GeoCities.
Good point. I like that. I like where your mind's at.
Good initiative.
Yeah, so we'll get right on that. All those Paul Rudd gifts. Paul Rudd dancing gifts.
Tane, that was it. Tane.
Tane?
Yeah.
That was his name?
The name. Tane, yeah. Tayne. I found it, I'll show it to you.
Okay, awesome. Cue that up. Also, Twitter, because people tweet. I downloaded the app, so I mean, if somebody did message it,
We'll start up our Etsy store soon.
Okay, Vince, I are turning into a pumpkin. So without anything else, until next week, guys, take care.
We won't tell you to fuck up.
Yeah, definitely not. Never.
I love you.
Never. That's Darren.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.